What up, guys? It's ECO YGO. Today we're doing a deck profile of my Ice Barriers. Ice Barriers is one of my favorite decks currently at the moment. It's a very combolicious deck, and we're just going to go over the build. I'm playing a hodgepodge of just about every build you can think of all together, and it works phenomenally well. So starting off, we are going to play 3 copies of your starter, Revealer of the Ice Barrier. What she does is that she allows you to pitch a card in your hand in order to summon an Ice Barrier or tuner. And the main point of her is that she's a water monster that allows you to pitch, so it triggers off your Atlantean cards. Now, we got 3 copies of what I'm considering her partner in crime when it comes to just the Ice Barrier engine, being 3 copies of Speaker. Speaker is a level 4 that allows it to special summon itself whenever you just have another Ice Barrier. So Revealer plus Speaker in your hand makes an automatic Toad via Bahamut Sharp. That, and when it's in your graveyard, you can banish Speaker to make a token, which comes up for Link plays. Now, those are the only 3 ofs for the Ice Bears we're playing. Just to kind of segue into the other engines in the deck, we're playing triple copies of Ash Blossom. That's pretty much our only hand trap, because this deck sets up a vast amount of on-field negates. The hand trap count can be lower because we're just trying to turbo out and combo off as hard as possible. Now we're playing 3 copies of Atlantean Dragoon. We're playing 3 copies of Dragoon because it's a water deck that pitches a lot. Dragoon allows us to mitigate the costs of losing cards in our hand by allowing us to regain resources. And the very first video on my channel is a 2-card combo just using Revealer and Dragoon here to make a board of 2 Toads, a Borload Savage Dragon, and you rip 3 cards out your opponent's hand. So it's good. The other engine I play in the deck is a Frog package. So we play 3 copy of Swap because it's a level 2 Water Aqua. It's the best frog. We play 3 copies of Dupe and 2 Ronin Totem, which is the most classic of the Frog package you can think of. The Frog packages are going to allow you to synchro harder. Just remember that you can't use Ronin Totem for synchro fodder. Allows you to synchro harder, link harder, XYZ harder. You know, Ronin Totem right here, if you already abolished through all your Toads, is great link fodder. If you have Toad out, there's a vast majority of quick effect synchros out to where you can special summon a frog off of Totally Awesome. Then use that frog that you just summoned as a level 2 for a quick effect level 8 synchro. Now, here is the only 2 of the Ice Bears we play. We play 2 copies of Prior because Prior is a level 2 Water Aqua, which all the frogs are level 2 Water Aqua, and you are allowed to hard make Toad using Prior. Prior special summons itself from the hand anytime you have an Ice Bear on field. Just remember, you can't summon anything higher than level 5, I believe, the turn you use this effect. However, if you get Prior onto the field, you can sack it off and bring back any Ice Barrier card, well, any Ice Barrier monster, from your graveyard back to your field. Which means you're able to loop your Trishulas together, or loop any of your Ice Barrier Synchros or any of your higher level Ice Barrier monsters together. Prior becomes a really nice pivot to utility play, to where you can use it to extend into Toad plays, or you can use it to pivot into the Ice Barrier combo. Now, that's it for our multis. We're going to go into our 1-ups now. We're going to play 1 General Wayne. General Wayne is just a Cyber Dragon for the deck. If you control an Ice Barrier and your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon it. However, this is a go first build of the deck, so you're really not going to come up that much. The main thing is if you go second, this kind of allows you to summon it, get a big body on field, high level 5, and it searches out Ice Barrier spell or trap, so it allows you to get to your Rhoda and your recovery plays. This seems stupid, but I do play 1 copy of Poison Draw Frog. When I was going through the normal Frog engine, I just really wished I could use Ronin Totem 1 more time in grind games. Poison Draw Frog is a level 2 Water Aqua Frog, and it's what I had access to, and it does come up the ability to draw, but it's mainly just in here to get me 1 extra use off of Ronin Totem. Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. We have Neptibus in here for the Dragoon combo. He kind of allows us to hard off and extend farther. He's a very important part of the 2-card combo. These are kind of like the bricks of the deck, these two. This is the brick if you want to go frog style. This is the brick if you want to go Atlantean style. Play one copy of Hexa here. Hexa is a sea serpent. You want to summon this off a Hulk if you can. It's very good in order to ditch cards from your deck to the graveyard, manipulate its level. But it's really just a utility like tuner. Probably one of the most important cards in your Ice Barrier combo right now is Geomancer of the Ice Barrier. It's a water that allows you to pitch a water, so you summon this off a Revealer. Use Geomancer to pitch the Neptibizzy Search off Dragoons, and this is pretty much the pop-off for your combo. We play one copy of Lapis Dragon. Lapis Dragon is just cool. We do so much Sea Serpent searching. Try to say that 4 times fast. Sea Serpent searching. That it's really nice to have something that just kind of like summons itself to the field, and then you really just use this to link off and go into combos. One copy of Cryomancer of the Ice Spear. Cryomancer here is a level 2 Water Aqua. So with the amount of revival effects we have and pivoting we have, this is just an easier way to hard make toads. One copy of Defender of the Ice Spear. Defender's in here because it's a level 3 tuner. And level 3 tuners are kind of like the sweet spot for Ice Berries, allowing us to go into our 6s and our 7s. And it also helps make Trishas. And then we play one copy of Moulin Glacia, the Elemental Lord. You search this out whenever you need it. 5 waters engraved, 2 card hand rip. This really is kind of like your main deck boss monster. He's just one of your best cards. And then one copy of Fishborg Launcher. Fishborg Launcher is the best tuner to sum off a Hulk for this deck. You can link off, sync off with it if every card in your graveyard is a water. If every monster in your graveyard is water, you can bring it back out, banish it when it leaves the field, so you get 2 uses off of this tuner. It's just a very cool card. Going out into the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Medallion of the Ice Barrier. Medallion here is a non-once per turn rota for the deck. So Medallion essentially just turns into like 6 copies of Revealers and Speakers. So where if you have like one of these in hand plus Medallion, you can just get any part of your Bahamut Shark combo. Or if you have a Dragoon and a Medallion, you just pop the fuck off with the Atlantean combo. Going in next, we're playing 3 copies of Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier. The reason why we play 3 copies of it is that it's Monster Reborn for the deck. You play it, you're allowed to bring back a level 4 or lower Ice Barrier from your graveyard. It's also continuous. It has this weird circumstance that if you have 3 Ice Barrier names, they're all immune to extra deck monsters, which really never comes up. You mainly just want it as an extender to bring back your Ice Barriers. And lastly, the 39th and 40th card of the deck are Winds Over the Ice Barrier. An absolutely beautiful card in terms of artwork here. Get it when it doesn't glare. Winds Over the Ice Barrier allows you to tribute Ice Barrier monsters you control and summon Ice Barriers with different names from themselves from the deck. Meaning that you can use this and change any of your Ice Barriers into the 2 combo pieces you need. It also has this cool effect where you can banish it from the graveyard and target a Ice Barrier and add it to your hand. So it's a nice way to recycle your Speakers and Revealers after you use their banish effects. That's it for the main deck. We're now going to go over and talk about the extra. So we're going to go over my Toad package first. So my Totally Awesome package is 2 Toads. There's really just no room for the third one. Never really comes up that you want the third one in this deck of 1 Bahamut Shark. You can hard make Toad very easily in this deck. But with them on level 4s, it's also real nice to have Bahamut Shark. Plus Bahamut Shark is kind of cool for the Dragoon combo. 2 copies of Marincess Kroll Anemone. Anemone here is a real nice extender / revival card. Just kind of helps set up boards of like Omni Negates that allows you to pivot and use cards more than once. It's a combo deck, so we're playing 1 Hulk. Hulk is probably the most expensive card in this deck, about $27 at the time I'm recording this. You kind of need Hulk to play my version of Ice Bears. And it's just very good in order to pivot into your quick effect synchro summons. So going into our quick effect synchro summons, we're going Desert Locust, which allows an extra hand rip. It's a level 6. It's one of the few non-waters you're playing. and then we're going Shooting Riser as the other quick effect synchro. These are the two you want to summon off a Hulk. Primarily what I do is I go Desert Locust off a Hulk, use Desert Locust and Neptibus to make Shooting Riser. Then I use Shooting Riser to make an 8. So segueing into that, into the 8s we have Boarload Savage. Typically you're going to equip Anemone onto this to make it 4K to Omni Negate. Then the other one is Emancipator Risen Dragite, which is kind of like the pseudo boss monster now for every water deck. Spell Trap Negate on a 3K body. Very, very nice. And now we're going on to the actual ice barriers. So we're going to play pretty much one of every one of the ice barrier cards. We're playing one Brio because it's Brio. It's real nice. You make 6s pretty easy on here. And Brio is the better one, the level 6s. We're playing one DeLorean because DeLorean has a cool interaction with Freeze and Change of the Ice Barrier. You can, after you already used Freeze and Change Revival effect, and like it's stuck around for like a turn or two, and you kind of want the revival again, if you're able to pop off and make a DeLorean, you just make DeLorean bounces back Freeze and Change, and then you're able to play it and get the revival off of it. So he's kind of there to get multiple uses. And then we're playing one Gungnir. Gungnir's just here because it's a level 7. And when you can make a 7, you don't want to make Shooting Riser because you want to use that off of the Hulk. So he's kind of just here in case like you have some weenies on board and you need to make a 7. Trishula. The OG Trishula Dragon of the Ice Bear. If you don't know what Trish does by now, you have not been playing this game long. Trish is going to banish a card from hand, field, and graveyard on your opponent. He's a very good tempo and control card. Now going on now to just kind of like our auto win button. Trishula 0, Frozen Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So this little boy right here is very cool, no pun intended, because he just allows you to banish 3 cards your opponent has. Field, graveyard, it does not work on the hand. Be nice if it did, but you can banish 3 cards from their field or graveyard. Non-targeted. So, it's a level 11. So what's very cool is that you do have these quick effect synchros that if you're able to pop off and make an 11 on your opponent's turn, you can quick effect synchro, make it, banish 3 cards your opponent controls, and just kind of disrupt their entire combo at that point. And it's a very nice way just to kind of like adapt. The main thing for the Ice Barrier deck right now is to play your combo, play it through any interruption you can, end on a board that allows you to play on your opponent's turn using your quick effect synchros, and then you want to adapt and overcome, and you can change your combo at any point to what your opponent needs. If you realize your opponent's playing a very key combo deck that needs their cards, you got Trish 0. You realize your opponent's playing a deck like Eldritch, Dragite. If you can't make Trish 0 and you're realizing your opponent makes these boards that kind of rely on their monster effects to pop off, Savage. No matter what you need, this deck kind of fulfills an answer and does it for it. Another card you can play, but I just don't have access to, is Kriston Phoenix, which is a level 11 or 12 synchro water that just banishes every spell and trap on the field and grave. If you're going to play that, I would take off the Gungnir. Me, I don't have access to it, and Gungnir is just really nice to have for my level 7 potential. Going into that, the side deck for this deck is really just determined up to your meta, up to your personal preferences. Currently, what I do is I just use the side deck that we play in my Mermail deck, which is a combination of Lancias, Forbidden Droplets, Dark Ruler No More if I have to go second, Nibiru, and then I play like a copy or 2 of Ghost Spell for the VW matchup. So this is going to be the end of my Ice Barrier deck profile. Hope you guys stick around, and we are ECO YGO signing off.